Hey, welcome to Fox 10 Talks on Sunday afternoon, everybody. I'm here with Ashley and Ashley Gomez helping us back there, pulling the strings. Got a lot to talk about today. So the government shutdown goes on, longest in history,
Oh, what
causing
are we
all
at?
sorts of
Day
mess.
40?
40, I think, yeah.
Day 40. So I think we have a live look at the Senate floor because we have some action. We have some movement on this, which is hopeful.
First weekend that they've worked during this, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is a
Oh,
rare Sunday session. It's in recess right now, but we were watching it live for a little bit, being led by Senate Majority Leader John Thune, who is saying that he's bringing the senators together for a possible funding measure. This is the GOP's plan. They need to pick up enough support from Dems to get this ball rolling, to get a deal, and to hopefully end this shutdown soon because things are just falling apart at the seams.
what I read, they need 5 more Democrats. I don't know how many Democrats they have already. They need to get to 60 for the big enchilada, or do they just, someone also said they just, to do the short stopgap stuff, they just need the majority.
Yeah, they just got
51.
to pick up enough Democrats, and they
Um,
call it a minibus instead of
minibus.
omnibus.
I heard they might be, in order to attract just enough Democrats, might be giving a little ground on the Obamacare healthcare premiums, which, from what we've been reporting, are set to jump up pretty high for a lot of Americans. And they might be willing to push that back a little bit in order to get some Dems on board. And in this, I remember, I'm old enough to remember as a Cub reporter, the first government shutdown I remember was Clinton in the mid 90s, and it was at least in my memory was something new and crazy and what's going on here. And now it's like a regular thing.
Every year. Every year. It's like a bargaining tactic.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are watching the Trump administration put out AI videos promoting deportations and holding Great Gatsby parties and, redoing the ballroom. And there's some frustration because it's like, look, people can't travel. How many flights have been delayed? I think something like 7,200 delays today, 2,200 cancellations. The SNAP benefits affecting 42 million Americans that
Yeah.
really need this money to eat. And they're looking at the Trump administration like, do you care? I mean, what's going on here? And the Republicans, and from what I'm understanding, there's just a desire to inflict pain to get what they want. They are going hard on the bargaining table and they're willing to inflict pain, create pain to get what they
What
want.
I don't quite understand is how that plays in the long term. They think people will forget by the time elections roll around that they caused the pain? I interviewed a woman who was donating food in the North Valley, not exactly a liberal bastion up there. And she's like, the government is treating people who voted for them very badly right now. So I don't quite get the end game. I haven't really seen the complete motivation behind.
Well, have you read Art of the Deal by Trump? No, I'm just kidding. I'm
No.
just kidding. But I'm assuming that if he can come out victorious and Republicans can get what they want, they can then go to voters and say, look how hard we're willing to fight for what we believe in and the agenda that you voted us in for, which is to cut government spending. I don't think people realize that they would be coming after SNAP benefits and healthcare subsidies because these are issues that are bipartisan. There's a lot of people on SNAP benefits, not just Democrats. There's a lot of people who see their healthcare insurance costs go up, not just Democrats. So that's where it's like, okay, are we thinking about the long term here for the Republican Party?
And so much of what Trump ran on was helping the regular guy get back to where he or she could afford things in America. But this seems to be going after people of middle income and lower income.
At a time when inflation is up.
Yeah.
He said he was going to bring that down. We're going into the holiday season. That's when spending is supposed to be up. That's when food really matters because families want to get together. I mean, travel, that's when families want to get together. Yeah, the optics. A lot of people are just talking about his choice of optics and to hold these big parties. You've shut down the government, but yet construction on your ballroom is still going on. The optics.
And tax cuts for the rich are still a big part of what they're trying
He's
to get through.
definitely handing the Democrats a mantle to run on.
I had interviewed the...
And we saw that with the recent elections. They won.
Right. Good point. I interviewed the head of CAS here, a homeless shelter, and CEO, smart guy. And he was like, if you want to reform SNAP, then go ahead. But don't do it overnight and leave 40 million Americans instantly without money to buy food. That's something you need to work. Congress needs to do their job doing that groundwork, not just overnight. Sorry, you don't have any more money.
And there was a lot of things because you have the big, beautiful bill that tried to reform SNAP. So they raised the age requirement. They made it so that you had to work if your kids are over a certain age. And all of that went into effect November 1st. So you had a bunch of people who probably didn't realize that they were going to be dropped from SNAP. Now you have the government shutdown, which is no one's getting SNAP benefits. And it was overnight for a lot of people who did not have time to prepare financially.
Yes. And speaking of overnight, late last night, I think President Trump, the administration, ordered the USDA to tell states like Arizona to undo whatever they've done to fill that SNAP gap. So, I mean, am I missing something here? That is just like the states were trying to fill the gap to make sure people had a little more money to eat. And the Trump administration said, no, don't do that. I don't quite get that.
Governors in Massachusetts and Wisconsin and Governor Hochul in New York City, which says, you know what, our state can fill the coffers where the federal government isn't going to be giving any money to SNAP benefits. Our state funds, we're going to go ahead and fund that. And then, yes, as you said, overnight, they said no. And again, it's that desire to create pain. But I will say that Massachusetts governor has said she's going to sue Trump. She's not backing down. And Republican senator from Alaska, Lisa Murkowski, has said this is shocking. And that's a Republican, you know, talking to her own president saying, what are you doing? Our states have the money to fund these benefits. What are you doing? Again, it's not clear what his game plan is here, because at the end of the day, people are suffering when it's really just the senators in the House that need to come to an agreement.
Right. And you know, Chris Mays isn't going to back down. She sued the Trump administration, more than a dozen times, if I'm not mistaken. She was just at the Supreme Court last week. So you can imagine if other states have already started, that she's working on something right away. I mean, we just, you know, I don't know if the theory is that nonprofits and churches and porch pantries pop up to fill the gap, but that's a huge gap. It's a huge gap. Just all of a sudden overnight, food stamps are basically gone, or a big chunk of it is gone.
Yeah, and we've talked to people for the last couple of weeks, both of us, in reporting that when you have food prices going up so high, something that everybody has noticed, regardless of how much money is in your pocketbook, these SNAP benefits, they help fill in the gaps, because it's either, do I pay rent, do I pay my car note, or do I buy groceries? People are going to choose groceries, which means that they're not paying their rent, which is a ripple effect.
Yeah. Then we have homeless, and then everybody's like, where do all these homeless come from? Well, really?
But and the other part of this is, if you're in the airport right now, have you seen the videos online of all of the lines in the airport? Because the FAA has done mandated flight cancellations. So we're at 4%. Then we're going to move to 6% by Tuesday, 8% by Thursday.
Thanksgiving is what, 2 weeks away now?
2 weeks
Christmas
away.
is coming. Hope we have Taylor Wirtz we've been saying camped out at the airport. She's been there 4 or 5 days in a row. Talked to a gentleman, Taylor, last night. He'd been there, 24 hours stuck at Sky Harbor?
Yeah, it was over 24 hours at that point. He was a real life terminal. And the saddest part, he was trying to get to his father-in-law's funeral, missed the funeral, and said, at this point, I'm just trying to get there to be with my wife and her family. I mean, it was really sad. You know, canceled flights, delayed flights, people are flying out for all sorts of reasons, weddings, life events, and they just feel powerless right now.
Yeah, and this is all because of staffing shortages. So as I understand it, a lot of air traffic controllers got their first check, they didn't get their second check. So they're not showing up to work. And I get that. A lot of TSA workers not getting paid. Why would they show up to work if you're not getting paid, with no guarantee of back pay? Because that's something else President Trump said, that they're not getting back pay.
They've missed 2 checks, I believe. Just imagine how far most Americans can go without 2 paychecks. Most of us live paycheck to paycheck.
Absolutely.
Taylor, so you said earlier today in our meeting that people were more friendly than you might expect at this point. I'm a little surprised. Do you think they're just being nice, or is there some frustration finally bubbling up?
Yeah, I mean, it was a mixed bag. I would say today was the first day that people were a little bit less hesitant to talk with us. I think maybe, you know, it's just a lot of them, they've been traveling and it's the end of their trip and they're just trying to get home. But people have been pretty willing to talk with us, because I think honestly, they're just getting bored. They're sitting in the airport for hours and they're delusional and they're like, sure, I'll talk. And a lot of people, I think it's therapeutic because one guy I spoke to today said, I have a lot of opinions. I have a lot to say. And he was just, talking about the shutdown and how everybody has said they just want the government to get it together on both sides, one way or another. And like you said, there's people going without pay. I talked with a retired air traffic controller on Friday. And he was just talking about how, a lot of air traffic controllers are calling out sick for their mental health. It's a very stress heavy job and they're not getting a lot of time off. They've been overworked for years at this point anyway. There's been shortages for so long and now they're going without pay. He said, what would you do and how long can you go without a paycheck?
Yeah. And Taylor, while you were there, are you noticing how is like airport staff doing? Like the people at the counter, the Delta employees, those kinds of folks. I mean, are they overwhelmed or do they appear frustrated with?
At least they're getting paid.
Yeah, with angry passengers.
Yeah, they have said we talked to some of the volunteers in the Purple Jackets today, and they've said people have actually been surprisingly nice. I think fortunately, most people understand that they're just the messengers and that these aren't the people to get angry at because these people are out of control. So for the most part, the airport staffers kind of understand, and I think they're anticipating a lot of stressed out passengers, but they've been, as we have, pleasantly surprised by people that are just kind of like, well, it's not your fault. I can't get mad at you, which is not always the case.
Hey, Taylor, can I ask you real quick, put you on the spot here, because it's crossed my mind and probably yours since you have a trip coming up, but are people getting notice that their flight is canceled with any, a chance to stay at home and not go to the airport, or they find out last minute?
Yeah.
Have you noticed how that's playing out?
Yeah, so the delays are a little more last minute, but it seems like, fortunately, the cancellations, a lot of people are even getting a call or a text the day before.
Okay.
So we've talked to a ton of people who they said, yeah, our flight was canceled, but we already rebooked another one. So they tend to give them well, we've heard a lot of people have a fighting chance at least to try and get on another flight. And we've talked with people who were actually flying out a day early because they said, oh, my flight for tomorrow's canceled. So instead I was able to get a flight out tonight.
God.
Okay, there's hope. And again, just to wrap, the U.S. Senate rare Sunday session meeting tonight, trying to hammer out a deal. Hopefully this is the beginning of the end of the shutdown. Hey, welcome back. I'm Ashley here with Brian and Hans, our movie buff, our movie critic. Would you say buff?
Former movie star, too.
And movie star.
Oh, no. Child.
TV star. TV star.
Not even, though, really.
Yeah, you were.
It was an extra.
How many people can say that?
Oh,
Did you have a line, right?
Yeah, it was like yes. I mean,
Boom.
It was like, it wasn't,
You bring it up every
You got
time.
your after card?
Your biggest fan right here.
No,
Right here, man.
No, I wish I had my SAG card. No.
Is there a clip of that? I thought you got a SAG
I
card.
do have a clip of it, yeah.
I thought you got a SAG card when you have a line.
Yeah, but other people said the line at the same time, so somehow that does not qualify you. I know. It's kind of,
I've heard about,
unfair.
I even heard, who was it? Brad Pitt or somebody like that talk about their first role, and I think it may not have been him, but he was a waiter, and somebody tried to interject a line that wasn't in the script so he could get his card, and they're like, cut, no, nice try. That's not how it works there.
I should give a shout out to my brother because he has his SAG card. He was in a movie where he gets killed by a monster. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, The Cellar.
Very cool.
Shot in Southern
Oh.
Arizona, but he's almost a sexualized monster.
Yeah, we can't have ugly monsters in this day and age.
What
They got to
is-
be good looking.
What is the takeaway of Frankenstein supposed to be?
I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Right?
I would say the humans' hubris in trying to conquer nature seems to be the thing. So there's sort of a bookend story at the beginning and end, like Mary Shelley's 1818 novel, where explorers are trying to get to the North Pole no matter what the cost, and so it sort of mirrors that idea,
So we take it too far and then it bites us in the butt.
Exactly,
Sounds
yeah.
like, are we going with an AI twist here at all?
There you
or
go.
Terminator?
There you go. I could see
It's
the
like
parallels.
a precursor to a
Yeah.
Terminator, right?
Yeah,
sort of.
easily. Yeah.
But no, wait, remind me, Frankenstein, it's been a while. So he's not necessarily mean, but people are scared of him.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's other people's fear and treatment of him that causes him to rage out.
Okay.
Do you see? Did you see it by
Yeah.
chance?
Oh yeah. I saw
Do you
it's on
think it's
Netflix,
award
so-
winning?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I think It's one of those that it makes the monster more empathetic than ever, but it also kind of veers into maudlin territory at the end. It gets a little bit too sentimental, maybe I'd say. There was a point I was loving it until the last 10 minutes, and then I started.
Oh, really?
Who are the other
actors? A little bit. You got Mia Goth playing Elizabeth, who instead of the fiancée of Dr. Frankenstein, she is the fiancée of Dr. Frankenstein's brother. Okay. Dr. Frankenstein is played by Oscar Isaac from
he's good.
The third Star Wars trilogy, and I will say his hair looks a lot like Gene Wilder from Young Frankenstein. It's just
Love it. Yeah.
And there's almost a little bit of Young Frankenstein in the movie in terms of the empathy for the monster and him being just misunderstood.
Not humor though.
But that's the thing. If there were a little humor, maybe that would have taken the edge off the maudlin, saccharine feelings that I felt at the end. And that's just me. But and Guillermo del Toro was amazing visually. I mean, he's done movies like Pan's Labyrinth and Shape of Water. It's visually stunning, and it's the story has enough new twists in it to keep us fascinated. And visually, it's very appealing. There's a real gothic feel to it, but it's a fresh look.
And a purist like you are, are you anti-Netflix watching? I mean, do you want to go to the theater and see them?
There are a lot of people online who are upset that it was not in the theaters longer. I mean, when I was going to see it 2 weeks ago, and it was only playing at like Majestic 7 Tempe and Roadhouse Cinemas in Scottsdale, I just didn't make. It wasn't playing at all the AMC and Harkins theaters. It really got a very limited theatrical run. I'm sure it got a brief one so that it would be Oscar eligible, because it's got to play in theaters in order to do that. But there are a lot of people online saying, I wanted to see this visually stunning masterpiece on a big screen, and it wasn't playing in my small town, or I'm not going to make it to Santan Valley or wherever it might have played.
Well, it sounds like it's not going to get a Best Picture nom, based on what you said.
I mean, I don't want to say that. It might. There's a lot to it. There were a lot of redeeming qualities to it, and it wasn't until the very end where I thought it was a little too sentimental. But
and interesting, the formula of how long these movies stay in the theater. How do they... is it the chicken or the egg? I mean, some bean counters like, this is going to work?
I'm sure it's based on ticket demand too. People just aren't going.
Good point.
Do they just they play that by ear? You think? Like,
I do.
Like after a few weeks, let's
I do.
rip it over to Netflix.
Yeah, when I was writing for Echo Magazine, there were times where I'd be all set to put in a review for a movie, and then I'd find out it was pulled and it wasn't going to play for another week, and then another 2 weeks, and then it's not going to play at all, and I just have to wait till it's on streaming. So it is interesting. I think it's a week-to-week thing. But, there's also...
what else you got in your
we
bag
got
of tricks?
Plain Clothes.
Plain Clothes.
Yeah.
Based on a true story?
I don't think it is. I haven't seen anything indicating that, but there's definitely a real sense of the 90s from the use of some low-definition video. It really gives the sense of paranoia and surveillance culture. It's an appealing movie. There's also a subplot about the gay closeted cop's family and a missing letter from his dad that makes it a little more relatable, I think, to all audiences.
Okay.
And the film did win like the U.S. Dramatic Special Jury Award at Sundance this year. And I actually watched it back in January as part of the Sundance Film Festival. So I saw this 10, 11 months ago.
You vote on those, right, yourself?
You can only vote on them when you go to Sundance in person.
I got you.
As part of the audience.
I got
you.
Or sometimes,
I want to bring my Taco Bell Mountain Dew pie to one of these movies.
Nice.
Do you like that transition?
Tell me about this Taco Bell.
Check that out. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's green. Look at that. You were saying
Baja Blast. So supposedly it's a creamy key lime pie type pie. Ooh. And it's going crazy on social media.
I'm in.
And some people have said, we just wanted our apple crisp empanadas back. Instead, they brought us a Chernobyl pie. Somebody else said, it's really good. I ate the whole thing in one sitting and regretted everything afterwards.
Mountain Dew taste, huh? People love their Mountain Dew.
That's just pure sugar.
Mountain Dew lovers. Yeah.
I used to like it.
So I can go get one today?
$19.99. While supplies last.
That thing is $20?
$20.
I hope it's bigger than it looks.
But you would be the star of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's certainly a conversation piece.
Now, Hans, when do you officially start watching Christmas movies? I usually start the night of Thanksgiving.
I will say I've already been listening to Christmas music this week.
Really?
Easy. I have.
It's too early.
It is a little early. I admit. I did switch back to the regular music. I was like, this is a little early.
Soon, Christmas is going to start after Easter.
But we have like 2.5 months of Halloween, though, is my thinking. I mean, people are celebrating Halloween late August. Disneyland's got their decorations at mid-August. I do too.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. I cry every time.
Yeah.
What about yours?
Every time.
Yeah, hard to beat that one.
Yeah, really.
Hard to beat that one. Which, if I'm not mistaken, was not a hit at the time.
It's correct.
Until it got to TVs and people are like, "Oh, that's really good."
Yeah,
Mine
really
is
good.
Jingle All the Way, which is
really?
so
What the heck is that?
not.
Schwarzenegger
That's
movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger
Oh
and
my
Sinbad.
God.
Fun one. That's so
You have
Elf.
a sentimental bone in your body. You're passing over what's a
National
Wonderful Life.
Lampoon,
Oh yeah, that
Elf.
one
Elf.
is great. Elf is great.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
You gotta have
sure,
you gotta have a
sure.
good laugh at Christmas time. It can be heavy sometimes. Too much family. You need a little escape.
And A Christmas Story
What?
is also a good
Christmas
one.
Story.
Yeah.
I don't like how they've started to do Christmas movies that are darker.
Yeah, I don't
just
either.
don't like that.
Yeah. I don't want to see
Like what?
murders
What?
on Christmas.
I can't even think of any.
Die Hard.
But
That's the ultimate
Die
question:
Hard.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not?
I think the consensus is now that it is.
It is?
I've seen it falling into the Christmas movie categories now.
Well,
Yeah.
if you can get another outlet to promote it somehow as a Christmas movie, there's a Christmas party at the beginning. So
It's true. Well, we talked about the one last week, Baltimoreans. I mean, we didn't get to talk with you about it last week, but it's set on Christmas Eve, and it's not a Christmas movie per se, but it's all set on Christmas Eve, and it's a real warm, fun comedy about an older female dentist whose young patient is newly sober, and they form this real cool connection. But we talked about it last week, but I like Baltimoreans a lot. That was a good Christmas movie.
what is the one with Diane Keaton? Is that no, Sarah Jessica Parker?
Oh yeah, Family Stone.
Family Stone. I
That's a-
always end up watching
that's
that.
a good one.
I love that one.
Is that the right actress? No.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker, right? Yeah,
And who's the mom?
Rachel. Oh yeah, Diane Keaton's in it. Rachel McAdams.
It's good.
Cast.
The guy
Family-
from Coach.
Family drama stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it's great. And Sarah Jessica Parker plays this really awkward, like in-law he's bringing home to meet the parents.
Oh yeah. Boy, that
Really
sounds
fish
like
out
a
of water.
recipe for disaster. Bring
Oh.
home the new girlfriend
Yeah.
during the holidays.
At Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
High stakes.
Warning: what not to do.
Now, what's going to take me to the theaters? What's going to get me to the theaters is a movie that is very visually sumptuous. Is there anything like
I
that
was
coming
gonna say,
down?
we talked about last week Bugonia. I just loved it was just an amazing Yorgo Lanthimos' new movie
That
with
looks
Emma
scary,
Stone.
though, right?
It's not at all. It's very huge themes, but a very small scale. Most of it takes place in small rooms with maybe 4 or 5 actors, but it's all about, their environmental themes, social themes, and two guys kidnap a woman they're convinced is an alien.
Right.
She's the CEO of a company.
I wanna see it. I
It's
wanna
worth
see
it. I'd say it's worth it. in the
Forgive me.
theaters.
Did he
Yeah.
do The Lobster, or is that
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, he
okay,
did. He
okay.
did The Lobster, Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness. Interesting director. but
I
there's-
I'm desperate for a blockbuster.
You're looking forward to Hamnet. I remember you saying, right? That comes out. in
Yeah,
a
but
couple
that's not.
weeks.
I'm thinking like
Yeah.
Independence Day. Like I want to see aliens and like
yeah.
nothing like that, huh? These
I'm
movie
recommending
houses-
Bugonia, but yeah.
If
I
they
think you'd
have
like
any
it.
money, they put it towards Marvel. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
they don't put it. Towards,
Hasn't that run its course
I
yet?
hope so.
Come on.
Feels like it has.
Come on.
Really?
Fantastic Four was great, but it was very standalone. You don't have to watch any other movies to enjoy it. That's kind of fun. And that's available now for $10.
I
on
felt
digital
that way
platform.
about Jurassic Park, and I
Yes.
went to the last one
Right.
with my niece and nephew. Wanted to see it. I'll give them credit. They found a new little way to twist and
And
make
that's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
I heard it's not good.
it's the same gist, but they found a slightly new angle. So I mean, it was
Nothing
something
like the
to do.
original.
Oh no,
This is
no,
true.
no. But I mean, how many Jurassics have we had now?
I want to say,
10.
I believe it's
6?
8 or 9.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
We're up
It's
there,
crazy.
Oh yeah, because Lost World.
Uh,
Oh yeah, 8. Yeah. You're right. 9.
Dinosaurs. It's funny. My nephew loved dinosaurs, and then overnight he's like, "Nope, I do not want dinosaurs anymore. I want monsters and Pokemon." Okay, don't even bring up dinosaurs anymore.
They're
So
not cool.
something
That's how I
changed.
feel too. I'm over it.
You're over
No
it?
more dinosaurs.
Okay,
Congress.
You heard it there officially. Ashley's cut off dinosaurs.
All right. Well, thank you,
Thanks.
Hans.
Thanks,
and
Hans.
Thanks.
Good
and
stuff.
we'll let you know about this government shutdown. Tune in tonight at 5, 9, and 10. Hopefully at 9, maybe. We'll have an update for you that the Senate reached a deal.
Go have a Mountain Dew pie in the meantime.